brought us everywhere.
I know, and look, this is beautiful. I mean, again, Killarney is stunning.
Killarney is brilliant.
But I mean, I didn't even know all this. Unless you play golf, you see this.
No. It's a brilliant 27-hole complex here. Brilliant.
27?
Yeah. We have an 18-hole championship and a 9-hole as well. So.
Stand down. Okay, Michael, if you wouldn't mind, first of all, just tell us about your family. You said they came from West Town.
Yeah, we were born and reared on the border there, Newtown. Our postal address was Newtown, Tramore, right on the border there, on the road out to Rocket's famous pub in West Town. Lucky enough, we're fortunate to be born in a great town. Tramore is a fabulous town. We bypassed the golf club here for years and years. We had great fun. We came in here and caddied, make pocket money. Usually you start off that way, then you get a love for the game.
And just to go back, what was your mother's family?
My mother was Kylie in the cove below. They were fishermen, and her father, and they were all famous fishermen in the cove in Tramore. My father was a Dunhill man, he was a builder. So he did building for years, and unfortunately they passed away in the last few years, a good few years ago. Not into golf, none of them. We have no golfing.
Did they have you didn't have any land out there?
No. We had only a cottage.
A cottage.
Started there, and we moved on from there we went to school in the CBS in Tramore, and we went on then, carried on forward and into the Tech in Waterford and the regional college.
And just in relation to West Town though, what was the original Rockets pub like?
Absolutely brilliant. It's absolute scandalous that it's closed. I remember up there when the Clancy brothers were playing. My brother, we used to run up the hill. We were only a couple of 100 yards from it. The crack up there was be out on the road singing, dancing, and the food up there. Mrs. Rocket was a gem, an absolute gem. She was a great woman. Cooked, all home cooking, all business. She did everything. And she had a shop, the pub, and it was fabulous, and a lovely woman, a very religious woman. And she was a brilliant woman to go up to any time. She always welcomed you. She had masses up there, everything. She used to do the mass twice a year up there. We used to go up for it, and it was great. Really brought home a lot of things to us. And
it's like a country pub.
Country pub, all the famous singers used to go there. I think if you go back and look at the press back in the middle 60s, 70s, every Sunday there was a write-up on Rocket's pub on the back page. Every Sunday. Who's who in Ireland were nearly there. But no, that's a shame it's closed. I'd love to see it reopen again.
And come here then, you said you came, as young lads you were coming past here, and obviously you started to come in and do caddying.
Yeah.
Now, was it kind of very elitist?
It was, yeah. It was. You were pushed to get a caddy job even at times, and then you had to. There was a lot of expected of you and different things. But no, we moved on. There were some great people here. We caddied for Michael O'Sullivan, all the Sullivan family. They were all brilliant people, generous people. We had the famous Rooney here. He was a caddy. He kept us all in tow and taught us all how to caddy, taught us all how to play golf. And we took it up from there and went on. We used to try and get out there, and when the course was nearly closed with foggy nights, play a few holes that no one could see us play. And that's where we took it up. And then, so my brother and myself we were very keen on it, and we went on from there to play. And we both joined Waterford Golf Club initially there to get started at a handicap and that. And then when we started making success of winning a few things, and he turned professional in '68, which was great for him. He went to Killarney, served his time for 5 years with Tony Coveney, then he went on to Hermitage and did a 6 months trial there with the Dublin club, but he fancied going over to Mullingar. They offered him a full-time job, and he was there for 43 years. Retired there last year when he reached the pension age, 66.
And what is, for people that don't know, what's the role of the professional in the club?
He teaches golf. Basically, he has a club pro shop down, as you know, a shop to sell gear, sell clubs, repair clubs, give lessons to juniors, ladies, men, all sorts of anything to do with golf, he's the man. Actually, a club would not survive without a professional.
So they
Advise, yeah, and a golf club structure is very important. You need, there's three things in golf you really need, and you should have. Every club should have, as a basic standard. You should have a golf professional, a good greenkeeper, and a manager. The business is too big. It's very big. It's a big business, and actually, Tramore has done very well out of this golf club. Tramore town itself has done very, very well. We're in the town, which is, I've been in a lot of golf clubs throughout the world. This club is very, very situated brilliantly, and what's more, it's a brilliant golf course. It's a great championship course with a brilliant new 9-hole complex with it for other members to join. They can join separately, take up the game, get a feel for the game, and then join up for the whole lot.
And then you yourself played for Ireland, did you?
Yeah, I started back in 1972. I played Irish Youths and played for Ireland and went on to play in Paris one year. It was a big move for me because I was never outside Ireland at that stage, coming from a country boy as such, because Tramore has moved out a lot now. But yeah, we started off, played home internationals 1973, 75, and again in 1983 when we won the Triple Crown, and moved on, won the South of Ireland 1980, won a good few scratch cups, and I really into golf. We really loved it, and it was travel, and it's some journey. And we met some great people. But then back in 1999, I was asked would I join the Golfing Union and take up captaincy of Irish Youths team, and then the senior team, Munster teams, and moved on there, and did 19 years in total with the Golfing Union, and a great journey there. And the last 8 years then I was promoted on to the RNA, which is the Royal Ancient in St Andrews. I was promoted on to do the Walk Cup the last 8 years, 2 terms of 4 years. We had a great journey there, over and back to America. We had great victories. We won 2 Walk Cups and lost 2. We won 2 Europeans, half won and lost 1 against the rest of Europe. So it was a great journey that way, and some fine golfers. Rory McIlroy's and Shane Lowry's and all the guys that are Tom Lewis, the guys you see on the telly now, even you see Jordan Spieth and all those guys. They were all in our company. They were great guys. They were young, played well, super golfers. I watched some of the best golf, I'd say, anyone could ever watch, because amateur golf, you can walk the fairways, you can stand beside the guys, you can see their whole body language, you can hear them, you can talk to them. But in pro golf, you're outside the rails, you don't see much. But it's been a fabulous journey for me, and I finished now looking after my 6 grandchildren here in the lovely town of Tramore.
And go back to that transition you're talking about, to go from a caddy who shouldn't have been in here in the first place, really, to becoming so involved in golf, in a way probably mirrors the whole scene internationally as well, because golf internationally would have been again the wealthy man's game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was expensive. I really tried to burn the candle at both ends to stay with it. But in 1973, I was made an honorary life member here after being on the Irish team, and so that was a great start for me. And when that arose, then you feel welcome. You could play golf, and I enjoyed a lot of scratch cups. Played senior cups here, Barton Shields. We won All Irelands here. We won double here. Got trophies for the club, and fabulous journeys around the country to play for this club. We had great members, great panels, great guys, and again, we were brought along when we were young, a certain amount of the way, but we didn't have the facilities they had now. And since then, the likes of Eddie Power and Peter Power, they caddied for me when they were kids, and they came along and took up the game, and they turned out to be brilliant. Eddie won 3 Irish closes, and I brought him to tournaments. We drove together. We went to Killarney's, we went to Ballybunions, the Hinch, and we're the best of friends, and we love it. We meet up a good few times a year. So it's a great story.
And can we go back to when you were a child and you were running around Tramore, or coming into Tramore? Can you remember any particular shops that you used to go into, or your mother send you in to get something, or
Yeah, the famous shop in Tramore we all wish we could go to every day of the week was Cunningham's Fish and Chip Shop, because we loved their chips and stuff. But no, there was a lot of shops on the Cove there. There was Joe Brown, who was the famous golfer here. He had a shop at the Cove, down at the Cove there, where you have the restaurant now, the Cove restaurant there beside the Ritz. You had another shop across the road, Peg Powers, and sweets were, and that you had Cusic's on Priest Road, you had Flusky's on Priest Road. They're all gone. You had Doherty's just down the Summer Hill there, and where the chemist shop is now. And there was a lot of Manhans was always there. Manhan family were a great family in Tramore. They played a lot of golf, and they had a lovely shop down there too, and they were very kind people. Noel O'Neill, who was related to him, and O'Neill's, they were all great people.
And do you know the way you said your wife's your mother's people were the fishing people?
Kylie's, yeah. Kylie's a Cove.
And what's your memory of them? I mean, just...
Yeah, I used to go out fishing with them, and by God, was that a tough job. But we used to get a half a crown, three shillings maybe, to go out for a good few hours, and could get hooks stuck in your fingers, and we brought the boat into the strands, sold mackerel, and next thing you finish that job, you run up here, you caddy, and you make another few bob, and you try and save up for your jeans, your shoes, whatever, and yeah, it was a great way of learning life. I mean, it was, we always carried on that way after that. We learned hard. We got nothing easy. And I mean, I remember buying my first set of golf clubs, and I bought them in Waterford off Joe Condon, and I had to pay for them on the Never Never with AIF Finance, with Bill Murphy was manager there, and I used to pay so much a week to it, and that was my first set of clubs. But we moved on from then. But we got we were working, and we did enjoy it. Job was not easy, splitting yourselves, and then when you get married life and you have kids, not easy. But we did it, and I had a great wife and great family. And we live in lovely in Tramore, and it's very central. I can walk up here in 10 minutes. It's very handy. We're in Tramore is beautiful, absolutely great. I've been around a lot of cities, a lot of places. I love coming back home. And
then with like you were saying that you worked hard, you did the fishing and all that kind of stuff as well. But, like, for example, would you have, did you go to CBS?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that like?
CBS in Tramore was great. We had hurling, we had everything there. We had some great hurling teams, football teams. Soccer wasn't great in Tramore then, but it came along a lot of the way then after. But, yeah, we had good sports days. Sports was very important in our family. Cross countries, everything. We did everything. We had no time to be lazing around. We were active everywhere. We did shooting, hunting, fishing, up the rivers, out on the rocks, out on the boat.
How would you go hunting?
Yeah, we'd go hunting with pheasants. Yeah, we had dogs, we had guns. Yeah, we did everything. The winter time I'd give up the golf for about 2 months now, and normally around December, January you go hunting and walk the mountains of Ballyscannon and all those lovely areas. Beautiful place. Head off for the day, bring a sandwich with you. Great time. This is a great countryside here then, but so now it's all reclaimed land. This was a snipe bog, well, before it was golf. Just a big bog. And it was when they came up from the racecourse. Was the first venture was the sandhills in Tramore, and then the tide came in and tore some of the hoses apart. So they moved up to the racecourse, which is down the other side, and they started there. But then this land came available in 1930, early 30s, and then it reopened as a golf course in 1937, I think, and the 18 hole, and it was all done volunteer stuff. Brilliant people that went out there, set trees, and people that had the imagination to do this, because it is one of the best golf courses in the country, and it would be a shame if it never becomes of it, because it is a class golf course. It's parkland, but it's very near a linksy type golf. You can play, chase the ball, run the ball here. It's not, and it's been well looked after in the last few years.
And just explain the difference for people, because some people don't have a clue about golf. But what's the difference between links and parkland?
Links is all on the sandhills on the seaside. The Hinch, Ballybunion, Ross's Point, they're all out in the extremities. They're a different type of golf. You play golf in tough elements, in really tough elements, but they're class golf courses too. I mean, most of the British Open at the moment, they want to play links. The Americans love links, and I mean, at the moment, the hinch is over €200 a round to get around there. The Americans just keep coming there. Just to get one round of golf, over €200. We're parkland, which
What's
is,
the attraction then with links?
it's a different form of golf. It's harder to, you don't have grassy lies, green, you have sandy, different, and it's a different aspect. You're a lot of sand hills and slopey areas, but they love it. I mean, Scotland is full of it. I mean, the amount of money in golf in Scotland and around Ireland, like Portmarnock, Royal County Down, Portrush, Portstewart, all those, Ballybunion, Sligo, all of those courses, I played them all. They're all fantastic, but they're a different element of golf. They're a different challenge. And the parklands is more like a dartboard stuff. You carry the ball. The ground is softer, and you can you have to carry the ball to the greens. But in the links, you can run the ball through the channels and that. And it's a different form of golf. Some people don't like links. Some people don't like parklands. So, if you can play both, you're lucky. And I mean, but they are brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Just in relation again to go back, did you ever go to the races?
Yeah, the races were a huge thing in our family. Our family used always big get together on the 15th of August. My mother, my granny, all the family used to meet up and go downtown, down to the amusements, spend the whole night there, then finish up in Croke's pub. And then again, we walked home. There was no cars, no nothing. Walked home from out to Newtown. Fabulous, and it was great memories of it. We did it, and we get the fish and chip or little chip before you go home, and it was just an occasion. The races were brilliant over there. We just run around over there, and it was. I go racing a lot. I love racing, and I never missed the Tramore races. I go to Clonmel tomorrow, actually, on Thursday, so I follow racing.
Would your family have ever kept horses around?
No. My father always made a statement. He said the best way to back a horse is under a cart. So that's as much as he loved backing horses.
So he wasn't a gambler?
No. A very good fisherman. Very good fisherman too, and a huntsman. Foxes, anything. He would tell you anything. Great history of Anstown, Dunhill. He knew every spot corner, everywhere to go shooting. And he also had a great knowledge of when to go fishing. Not everyone knew it when the weather was right. He knew when not to go. He knew when the tides were wrong, and there was
off rocks or
anything, both river and. He knew exactly when to go and where to go. He could tell by the colour of the water where not to be. You drive out somewhere and he said, no, that's no good. It's too dirty. Move on. We find another place, and you would invariably catch a fish. He was a genius at catching fish. The lads will tell you that in Tramore. He used to go down and they'd be all there, load them. And we did a lot of fishing competitions as well. We won trophies. I remember my brother and myself, we were a team, four-man team, Michael Deneen and John Morrissey. We won the Mossy Roach Trophy, which was the biggest fishing competition in Tramore. We won it as boys, but they reluctantly gave us the trophy. Only for Michael Morrissey, the solicitor, was John Morrissey's father. I don't think we'd have got it. But I still have the momentum at home. Fabulous.
And did your father have any time for the hunt?
Yeah, he loved the hunt. Yeah, he went with the hunt every Saturday, maybe Tuesday sometimes. Yeah.
He wouldn't be on a horse?
No. Just go with the gang.
Okay.
He had a lot of friends there, a lot of good friends, and again, all the huntsmen, you just ask him what would he think, where would you go? In the winds, like where they're blowing, whether there's a scent or not. Good scent. If there wasn't a good scent, he'd say it's going to be a tough day, lads. Scent is bad. They lose the scent, they lose the. So
he knew all the tricks.
Yeah, knew it all. Learned it all from hunting himself with terriers, and knew when dogs lost the trail to go back and start again.
And you said his father came from Dunhill.
Yeah, at Dunhill. Lived next door to Harney's, just down the road, small, about 50 yards down the road. That's where they were brought up.
Which is another great pub.
Great pub, and a lovely family. The Harney family are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant out there. Jim and Mary are some of our best friends. And likewise Joe O'Shea and Noreen down there they're fabulous Tramore people. Absolutely fabulous. Couldn't do enough for you. Anytime.
And then when you started off first, do you remember to train?
Yeah, well, it was nearly close when I was on it. Only about, say, 3 or 4 times. I remember my brother got on it. He was older than me, but I remember he used to go into the hurling matches, and we used to go into Grace Jew and Mount Sion and play matches, hurling matches against. And the train was a big thing. Get off at O'Regan's shop and have an ice cream then after the match. So it was great. Great stuff. Waterford, had its great little peculiarities, you know. It's gas. But they're great memories.
And Joe, you were talking about the shops in Tramore and all that. Can you remember any old characters you remember that?
Sure, there was great characters in Limerick, little fellas going around the town. There were the Coney, Richie Coney, and fellas went around with horse and carts. They did odd jobs, and they were characters. They'd do anything. And, you know, they were great, intelligent guys, very intelligent. They had a lot of knowledge that a lot of people couldn't buy. But they didn't have the school education that they should have had because of, you survive, that's it. Whatever you did to try and make the next day work.
And they could turn their hand to anything?
Yeah, anything. Building, anything. Plumbing, anything. You wanted a guy, they'd come up and they'd bring someone back that would do it, and that'll be it. But people in Tramore were great like that. They all turned teamwork, you know.
And the other way, I suppose, Tramore had quite a few wealthy people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had the Protestant people, and you had some of the business people and all that kind of stuff. Would you have had any dealings with any of those people?
Yeah, we played golf with a lot of them, and I mean, the O'Sullivan family were very generous people. The Tories, the N9 guys, they all gave employment. They were good. There were people here in the club that would have had money. There were shops in Tramore, like Tom Martin's shop was a kind of a clothes shop, and Joe Galeese had a fishing shop and a gun shop, and he had bits in it. There were some great shops, but they're all closed. John Hayes Lodge, he was a great man for Tramore. I mean, he had the hydro below, all that pitch and putt area, and then he was involved here in this club for years, but I don't think something happened anyway. He didn't see eye to eye on something, so they parted the company one time.
And just, the other way, I say the Protestant community, in a sense, probably kept to themselves in some ways. But up here in the golf course, did they mix?
Yeah, I didn't see. I suppose I didn't know. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to get involved. I was only interested in playing golf. But eventually, when we got going, we didn't. I mean, we had our differences probably with people we knew that didn't want you. But sure, eventually, when you start winning the game, they have to come and say they want you. So it was a kind of a story as such, and they wanted to play with us in the end. So that was a turnaround. But but that's throughout the whole country. I mean, I've played with a lot of guys from the north of Ireland, great characters, great guys, but there was a problem. There was a problem when, you dare and say things that you wouldn't. But I played with Gartman Gypsies and top golfers there, and played against a lot of them. Played for Munster against them a lot of times, and we'd have the needle. We want to beat them. But they had a greater tuition scheme going up there. Well, they were getting grants from both sides, so they had more money to spend on golfers, and that's why a lot of the good golfers came out of Northern Ireland. But no, we've caught up. Everything has come together in Carton House now as the golfing centre of Ireland, and we had I've been on the high performance there for the last 15 years now, and we've done a lot of work with Neil Manship and the whole golf, and it's been a fantastic journey, bringing all the young people, all the guys with potential, put them together, get them out there, get them more coaching, get them talked to. We had psychologists, fitness trainers, everything. Put it all together. A lot of them took it on board. A few of them then got careless and didn't follow through,
And come here, the other way, I'm talking now from an outsider's point of view, right? I mean, golf is a money business in the sense of anyway, the top golfers are earning so much and blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. I mean, do you think that's good for the game, or do you think it's, does it help the game?
Yeah, see, it's the top elite guys make all the money, really. I've had a load of guys from the years turning pro, and I told them not to. I told them to try it another bit longer, see if you can't win an amateur tournament, you're not going to win a pro tournament. It's like running a horse in a grade 3 race and trying to win a grade 1. It doesn't happen. You won't win it. You won't do it. And
it's very sad each year when you see fellas trying to get the card.
Yeah, that is the hardest week's work you'll ever do. The pressure on any of them. And a lot of parents are stuck with it. Bills at the end of the day. A lot of bills. I've known families that have suffered They put all their money into their, and like blood is thicker and more. You know, you can do as much as you can. Ladies golf is coming along nicely, but they don't put enough money into it. Some great lady golfers now, young lady golfers, but the money is not in the ladies' game compared to the men's.
And then the other thing, then, just from an amateur point of view, just the ordinary person playing golf, people don't really have the time they used to have.
No, see, a young couple now, two of them working to pay mortgages and house and look after kids. It's 6 hours. If you want to play a game of golf, the time you leave the house, come up here, get ready, get on the tee, 4 hours and a bit out there, and then you come in, you might have a beer or a coffee and go home. It's nearly a 6 hour trip. So it's very hard on any family. Very hard to do that. And 2 jobs are needed. And most of them are taking up cycling or walking or running or something. So unfortunately that's the way, and we could do with an inflow of new members now. And I think Waterford are suffering a lot in a lot of ways that we shouldn't be suffering either if there was enough factories opening. And we need more factories in Waterford, more work. Good quality jobs will bring loads of new members. So that's what's needed, and we're all getting a kickback on that, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a tough because it's obviously a game you love, and you wanted to see it thrive and develop.
Sure, how could you not love going out there? I'm going out there shortly, and you love it every day you go out. Fantastic, because it's different. Weather is different, or the condition of the course is different, or so. And you know, it's maturing and everything. But we had a lot of storm damage here, a lot of storm. We lost hundreds of trees here in the last few years. Again, it's rebuilding and it's expensive. And like we are struggling to, you know, make things work out. We're fortunate now we have a fabulous clubhouse. We have a great 27 complex. And we have a good course staff. And everything, you know, the lands. So we can really drive on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant.
I hope you enjoy it. No problem.
There's loads of really interesting things there, and I
No
like
problem.
the fact that, you know, because you come from the countryside into this as a whole.